Match number 5.
Match
The
number
final
5.
match.
Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Bloodline versus Old Bloodline and White Guy.
And you know what happens in this match?
Yeah.
Your favorite line, Crishaun.
Oh, what?
Cue the whoa whoa music.
Oh, the whoa whoa music. Yes. Oh my God. I just saw it. I totally forgot this. I blocked it out of my mind. That marching band. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. It sounded like they fucked up on the music cue because they played Cody Rhodes music and then they restarted it. And then the band was like playing on the original music cue. It was weird. They were better off just like playing the band. Letting them come out to that.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know. They overhyped this match too much.
Too much like pageantry for it. Why?
Yeah. For a bad blood? I think WrestleMania.
Yeah. And then they had Roman's like orchestra out there.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like they didn't even have them play because it was like, all right, we fucked up the first one. We're not even gonna try it on you guys. I didn't hear them playing. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
No, I think you're right. I don't remember them playing either.
Yeah.
They were playing out the hometown boy. That's why.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, yeah, those entrances got screwed up. I don't know what the hell happened. WWE's production is usually on point, but I guess when you don't have the guy screaming at you behind the scenes.
Well, what probably happened was after the Nia Jax match, they probably started fucking drinking, so they were probably drunk by the time the last match started.
They were popping shrooms. They were microdosing.
Sharing passing them around like popcorn.
Probably like, we need to forget this shit as quick as possible.
I am tripping. All right, well, past the entrances, they basically have their match. I guess it was a decent match, yeah. Wasn't that?
It was.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the spot that Cody Rhodes went to the top rope and had Jacob Fatu on the table.
Yep.
And he looked over at Roman and he gave him the salute and then dove off.
I love that too, yeah. And I hate Cody Rhodes and I hate everything he does, but that was cool because he was almost like, all right, bro, you got to get the rest.
This is on you.
It's on you.
Peace out.
Dude, it was almost like, I said this yesterday, it was almost like watching like the movie Titanic. When it was sinking, you had the band playing as it was going down. That's what Cody was doing.
It was very Shane McMahon-esque too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like doing the cross before he jumps off the fucking Titans run.
Payback on Jacob Fatu for last time.
Yeah. But to me, this tag team match wasn't necessary because didn't Cody Rhodes beat Solo twice? 1-on-1?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I was going down the route of this because I didn't know this was before I knew they were gonna do everything they did after, right? I thought they were gonna go into a little bit longer of the storytelling where it was gonna be Roman getting his original bloodline back together and his wise man and all that stuff. But I thought he was gonna lose this match first in order for him to realize like I need my family. However, they pulled the trigger on Jimmy coming back.
Yeah.
And they already basically reconciled. Well, they never really broke up, right?
No. I mean, and Jimmy's been gone since April, dude. I mean, he's been gone. So he hadn't wrestled and been on TV since April.
Since WrestleMania,
it's October. Right? Yeah, it's October. He was on the SmackDown after WrestleMania, and that was it.
Right. So Jimmy, they basically went quicker than I thought it was going to go. So they've gotten Roman and Jimmy back together now.
They had to do it because the Survivor Series is in November, so they had to do it so they could start building up for that.
So the story, I assume, is going to be them trying to recruit Jay back.
Yes.
And Jay's going to be reluctant, obviously, and he's doing his own thing.
But you remember when Jay said Jimmy always my brother. Wherever he go get into, I am too. So it's gonna take Jimmy to go and talk to Jay like we need you. I mean, it's come on, like
It's family.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like, come on, Oos. We gotta take care of business.
They'll have one of those really good moments where Jay is like seeing them getting jumped, and then he like has a moment like, all right, fuck it, it's my family, and it'll bring the emotions and it'll tell the story it needs to tell.
Yeah.
No, it'll be a good moment.
I'm telling you, I feel like what's going to happen is Jay is going to tell Roman that he needs to go apologize to Sammy.
Ah,
I don't want Sammy in it though.
He's going to have to be. He was part of the OG bloodline.
He already challenging Gunther.
Well, look at this. Gunther and Sammy are wrestling on Raw. That's not even
tomorrow
a
night.
pay-per-view match. Yeah, so that they'll just get that out of the way real quick. And then what does Sammy have? He's definitely going into this bloodline storyline. He has to. He was such a pivotal part of it.
Or what if he's supposed to? Or what if he's supposed to and get knocked out by somebody, a new bloodline member that's coming in? Jacob or somebody else?
I think so.
Well, you got 4 bloodline members, new bloodline members.
I could be wrong.
Go ahead.
So you've got Solo with the Tonga brothers and Jacob. So there's 4.
You only have 3 on the other side.
Now Sammy would be number 4.
Yep.
Now I think The Rock is going to have his own set.
Well, let's get into that because The Rock came back, final boss, final form, and all
at the very end.
Yeah.
At the very end, I was completely shocked because, like I said, I didn't read any of the spoilers. I didn't even know he was there.
You noticed what he did at the end, right?
Yes. Well, tell me how you interpreted it.
He went 1, 2, 3, 4, and he did the throat slit.
Yeah.
So there's 2 ways to take that. Okay. Either Rock is going to be the 4th member and turn on them, or Rock is going to come in with his group.
Mm-hmm.
Or Rock's group is going to come in at Survivor Series.
Well, hold on. Let's reverse engineer this a little bit because we know WWE wants Rock versus Roman for Mania, right? So how do we get to that from here? I think it has to be The Rock is somewhat responsible for the new bloodline forming. He gave the okay.
Yeah. I don't think it was him because Solo kept saying, "You lied to me," to Roman. You said when you lost the belt, he kept saying, "You lied to me. You said I was the next tribal chief."
Yeah, but the point is who deemed somebody the tribal chief?
Well, technically, Roman deemed that Solo was the next in line to take the tribal chief heir, and Roman was gone.
Well, the way Roman's looking at it as is that he's still the tribal chief. So Solo basically jumped the gun in story.
No, because he lost. Remember what they said about losing?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he lost the belt.
So the fact that he's still calling himself the tribal chief is betraying Solo.
Yes.
He's actually seeing it the reverse of.
He's seeing it as if he got lied to.
Which is kind of true.
It is.
Yeah.
And also you have to look at it this way. We have Zilla Fatu. Hikuleo. And I think it's Lansanoy.
There's 2 more. It's 4 altogether.
I think it's Lansanoy. He's been on the independents mostly. Hikuleo's been in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was part of Bullet Club.
So you think The Rock's going to form his own bloodline?
Yep.
And they're going to do what, a triple threat civil war?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? I haven't heard this one before.
Hey, so do you see The Rock have to beat Cody for the belt in order for it could be a good match? It could be the match can happen at WrestleMania.
Okay, so I sent this to the group earlier, Crishaun. You didn't get to see this, but speculation. Obviously, it's just speculation, but the speculation is we're going to have Rock versus Cody on the first Raw on Netflix for the world title, and Rock is supposed to win the title.
Mm-hmm.
Well, The Rock did come out with his Brahma Bull title.
Yep.
So that must mean something.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about doing it for shock and awe.
You know, I don't know if I necessarily see that, because all right, they're definitely gonna do Rock versus Cody at some point. I get the feeling they're gonna use that to sell a big pay-per-view, and I assume maybe that might be Rumble, because Rumble is gonna be in a stadium, right?
Yeah, but think about this. How many people are going to subscribe to Netflix if you put that The Rock is going to make his debut on the very first Raw of Netflix?
I don't know if WWE is looking at it that way, in that I think they're more seeing it as we're putting our show on a platform that has millions of subscribers already. So they're going to Netflix for the subscribers. I don't know if they're necessarily. I guess Netflix does have something on the back end of bringing in subscribers from WWE.
But
yes,
but remember,
there is a motivation in that. Go ahead, D-Wall.
Remember, it's two geniuses now. You got Triple H and you got Dana White. Dana White know how to do business.
What does Dana White have to do with the Netflix deal?
They own Dana White. Them own WWE.
Dana White's part of the TKO. He's part of the
Mm-hmm.
So you think Dana White would? I don't know. Is he making creative decisions in WWE?
I don't know if he's making creative decisions or not, but I know that they are talking about doing UFC and WWE collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't. Yeah, I guess the fan bases have a lot of crossover. So
yeah, and then remember this: every single UFC fight, Dana White's booking it, and the UFC been banging. So we're saying he not helping Triple H out and everything when what was going on, especially they partners now.
Didn't UFC have their first live fight on Netflix recently?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
I thought they just had their first live UFC fight on Netflix.
Wasn't that from the Sphere in Las Vegas or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
That was actually pretty amazing too. That Sphere thing.
Las Vegas is an amazing place.
Yeah, yeah. That would be cool. Wrestling show in the Sphere.
WrestleMania. They're doing that there, aren't they?
Are they doing it there?
They're doing it in Vegas.
I know they are.
Vegas.
Yeah.
It's in Vegas.
I don't know if it's in. I think it's in a stadium in Vegas.
They also announced that they're doing SummerSlam is going to be 2 nights also.
Yeah.
Ah. Well, that's another thing. What do they do? Are they going to maybe split that up 2 nights? Well, no. Why would they have Cody and Rock? I'm trying to think where do they place Cody versus Rock?
They gotta have to do it before Mania. Well, I mean, if you could do it at Mania, but I would see them trying to do it before Mania so you could do Rock Roman.
Yeah.
I almost feel like before The Rock deals with the bloodline thing, he has to go after or go at Cody.
Mm-hmm.
They have to sort of settle that little beef they have. Because then I believe, because I look at it as once Cody's out of the picture, he's out of the bloodline storyline. Once this whole little fiasco is over.
I don't know, man. I just feel like I just really feel like they're trying to do this triple threat, like a three-way 4-man team war games.
Yeah.
That's not been done, I don't believe.
I guess for the sake of doing something that hasn't been done.
Yeah.
I guess they could go for it. I just don't. I don't feel like. I feel like it's too convoluted with 3 teams.
Rock's group would be more Islander Samoans. You know, with
savages.
Like with the loincloths and the tattoos and the the beads.
Traditional Samoan.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so
But no, I don't see. Sorry, real quick, D-Wall. I don't see
No,
that
go
because
ahead.
the Rock isn't that. The Rock is
No,
Hollywood.
The Rock.
Rock.
Yeah, but The Rock does that though. The Rock does the whole Samoan thing with the loincloths and stuff. He wants to get true Islander Samoans to represent his crew.
Mm-hmm.
So he went and orchestrated and got the other guys to come in. If you've seen Zillafat 2, he's a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
And definitely warrior, savage, Samoan.
The way. Oh, sorry, D-Walk. You were gonna say something before.
Oh no, I just had two things. Hopefully, they need to do more than 5 matches. First of all, like this 5-match thing is not. It's like a blink and a miss. Like it's over already.
Well, if you're gonna do 5 matches, they got to be 5 quality matches.
Yeah, but most they haven't. They just this last Bloodline pay-per-view, it been trash. The first match was very, very good, and then it's like a roller coaster and went straight down.
Mm-hmm.
So they gotta have at least 9 matches. At
When you
least.
have AEW's usually doing anywhere from 9 to 12, and they run like 6-hour pay-per-views.
You know, and also D-Wog, to add to what you're saying, I think they need to like shorten some of these matches.
Mm-hmm.
They're too fucking long.
Yeah.
Some of these matches don't even need to be on a pay-per-view. They need to be on a Raw or a SmackDown.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they have better matches on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Which makes no sense.
But I was reading something where it said, "What if Jacob Fatu turn again on Solo and be with The Rock?"
I don't see that happening.
If anything, with all these extra Bloodline members, I could see them more bringing them in to sort of like filter them to one side or the other, rather than forming a third Bloodline. I mean, I don't hate the idea. I like the idea of doing a triple threat War Games. That sounds like it would be insane. But I just don't think WWE would go there because I feel like it would get a little too convoluted as far as the storytelling. I feel like the Rock is coming back to sort of draw his line in the sand as far as like, I think he's picking a side.
Yeah.
I think the thing to the throat was more of him showing his disgust in Roman for siding or not siding, but teaming with Cody, because The Rock hates Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, but he had the Rock got to have a disgust towards Solo because Cody Rhodes beat him twice. So that's why I look at it where the third Bloodline coming in, because The Rock getting people what y'all couldn't do, they could do it.
Okay, that's a logical place to go. It's a logical place to go. I just don't know if, even though WWE is paying attention to wins and losses like that, you get what I mean? Where they just completely forget about it. Like, remember they were even saying at one point, like, Solo hasn't been pinned or something like that at some point, and he got beaten 4 times on SmackDown.
Yeah, they got away from the power ranking system that they used to do.
Yeah, so
that's what they need to bring back.
No, I don't. I think it's bad for booking in that, like, when you try, because I think that's why AEW abandoned it. Is that it kind of puts you in this corner. It paints you into a corner where it's like the story might not be that this person should be the champion, but the ranking system says it is.
Yeah,
it does, and that's why they abandoned it in AEW, because, like, for instance, the tag team division, they had FTR number 1 in the tag team division, right, in the rankings for months, and they did not get a title shot for like 6 or 8 months, and they were number 1 for 6 or 8 months. Everybody else below them was getting championship matches, but FTR was not. It was like, what are you doing?
It's like, obviously what's going to happen is the workhorses are going to have the better rankings. It's like, for instance, Roman Reigns, for the past 4 years, wouldn't have a great ranking. He would have a great, like, win-loss ranking, of course, because he's undefeated, but the amount of matches it wouldn't add up.
No, they would not.
It's just you can't do that in wrestling. It's about the story. It's not the competition.
Yeah.
Well, I mean they pulled a lot of triggers on Bad Blood.
Yeah.
Only because they had to. Because they had to pull triggers so they can progress storylines.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they would have had to pull triggers on SmackDown and Raw, and they don't want to do that.
Yeah. Felt like I also think like something must have changed up a little bit. Was The Rock supposed to come back this early?
I believe so, because we're getting into War Games, and I felt like he was going to be coming back leading up into the War Games match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll see. My final take is I definitely think it's going to be, I'll let you guys get the final word on this. I think it's definitely going to be The Rock aligning with Solo and the new bloodline. And that's how that story naturally will usher into Rock versus Cody at some point, Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. It's just it's natural. So I think that's where that's going.
And
also, sorry, one more thing. And Jay getting recruited back to the original bloodline, and Paul Heyman coming back at some point. Go ahead, D-Walk.
Or it just hit me. What if they do the Civil War and you got the Rock crew and Solo crew wrestling? Right towards when they get to end, The Rock have his own crew come down there and destroy both of them. Because to me, like I said, The Rock don't like Cody Rhodes. So for Soto to lose to Cody Rhodes twice, just like when Roman Reigns lost to Cody Rhodes, it was it. Y'all was done with Roman Reigns. So we're saying this is going to happen.
Kind of like you didn't get the job done.
Yeah.
Well, again, my only rebuttal is just that I think it's not the wins and losses. It's more of the fact that this whole storyline, I'll reiterate it because I said it a lot last year, is that it's all about family. It's all about family business, family ties, all that type of stuff.
Right.
Cody Rhodes isn't family. And the fact that Roman Reigns aligned himself with non-family to fight family is why The Rock came out and showed his disgust. And he did the throat cut like you just fucked up.
But then he had to discuss with him after he lost to Cody Rhodes for the belt.
No, because I don't think he really even mentioned Roman that much, did he? It was more of the standoff between Cody and The Rock at that point.
Yeah, they were kind of building up for that match.
Remember they held each other's belts, and it was really awkward and weird.
It was fucking awkward and weird.
There was a lot of sexual tension for some reason.
No Diddy.
No baby.
The Rock always makes people feel like that.
Hey, but what was that? What was that The Rock gave Cody though?
The ring.
Oh, they actually said what it was?
No, they didn't say what it was. They still won't say what it is. Cody was asked about it on Pat McAfee, and he's asked it on Busted Open, and he won't say what it is. He's like, "Why don't you go ask Rock?" I think it was not the ring, but the watch. His father's Rolex. I know Triple H and Nick Khan bought it back, and The Rock helped get it, buy it. They bought it. They found his dad's Rolex that he had to pawn a long time ago because he needed to feed his family, take care of his family. So he pawned the gold Rolex off to get money to feed his family. And Nick Khan, Triple H, and The Rock went and found it and bought it to give to Cody.
That is hard to do. Like, you got to find a person who got it. That take a lot of effort.
They tracked it down.
Interesting. Very interesting. So that'll be good. I guess that's more of a thing for just part of the story.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a big reveal that's oh my God, Cody Rhodes has a bastard child that's half Samoan.
Cody Rhodes is banging The Rock's wife or something.